You know, every company, whether it's a tiny startup or a giant corporation, runs on a kind of digital nervous system. We call it the network. But what happens when that system gets, well, sick? Today, we're cracking open the Network Detectives Toolkit to see exactly how the pros diagnose and solve these digital mysteries, keeping our world online and running. All right, let's get to work.
Oh man, we have all been there. That heart-sinking moment when a critical service just blinks out of existence. It's a high-stakes mystery, right? Is it the server, a router? Did someone trip over a cable? The pressure is on. And just, guessing and hoping for the best, that is not going to cut it. This is exactly why having a plan, and more importantly, having the right tools, isn't just a nice-to-have. It's absolutely essential.
So here's our game plan for this little investigation. First, we'll set the scene. Then we'll meet the automated tools that are on guard 24/7. After that, we'll get our hands dirty with the manual tools for a direct look. We'll tie it all together with a really practical workflow, and finally, we'll put together the ultimate detective's tool.
Okay, so every good investigation starts with a case file. And in our world, that case is often called the case of the sluggish system, or maybe the mystery of the unreachable server. And look, these aren't just small annoyances. They can mean real lost money and seriously frustrated users. So, understanding the tools that can turn that chaos into clarity, that's step one to becoming a master network detective. Our first stop is the command center. These are the big, automated monitoring platforms that act as our eyes and ears across the entire network. Think of them as our watchtowers, constantly scanning the horizon for any sign of trouble, giving us those crucial early warnings we need to act fast. First up is a big one. SolarWinds Network Performance Monitor, or NPM. You should think of this as the huge, comprehensive dashboard in our command center. It's a serious enterprise-level tool, and it's designed to give you that bird's-eye view of your whole network, all from one screen.
The key word here, and this is so important, is proactive. SolarWinds is at its absolute best when it's helping you spot a growing bottleneck or rising packet loss before your users even notice something is wrong. It literally draws you a map of your data paths and sends up a flare the second that performance drops, letting you get ahead of the problem. Next on our list is Nagios. Now, if SolarWinds is the wide-angle camera surveying the whole landscape, Nagios is more like a specialist with a very specific checklist. It's a super powerful and highly flexible open-source tool that's obsessed with one critical question. Is this specific thing up and running like it's supposed to be?
And this razor-sharp focus on specific services is what makes Nagios so useful. Instead of just knowing a server is on, Nagios tells you if your website's HTTP service is actually responding, or if your mail server's SMTP is alive, or if you can SSH into a critical box. It gives you a crystal clear, OK, warning, or critical. No guesswork involved. Now let's look at another tool in the kit, PRTG Network Monitor. It takes a different but really powerful approach. PRTG's whole philosophy is brilliantly simple. It's all about sensors. So what's a sensor? Well, it's just a pre-built check for one very specific thing, like the traffic on a switch port, the CPU load on a server, or whether an application is up.
Because of this sensor-based model, PRTG is just incredibly versatile. You can use it to watch your bandwidth, to catch that one machine that's hogging all the data. You can monitor the health of your physical servers, your virtual servers, and you can even point it at your cloud services. It's a true jack-of-all-trades in the monitoring world.
Now, meet Zabbix. This is another open-source powerhouse, but it comes with a really fascinating twist: automated remediation. See, Zabbix isn't happy just telling you something is wrong. In a lot of cases, you can actually set it up to automatically go in and fix the problem for you. And this is where Zabbix really just levels up the game. It can do trend prediction, warning you that a server disk is probably going to be full by next week. And when it spots a problem, like a service that crashed, it can be configured to automatically run a script to restart it. This is a huge shift from just monitoring to intelligent, automated operations. So, let's do a quick recap of the two main camps we've seen so far. On one side, you've got your open-source heroes like Nagios and Zabbix. They give you incredible power and customization if you've got the know-how. On the other side, you have the commercial tools like SolarWinds and PRTG, which are often built to be user-friendly right out of the box. There is no right or wrong answer here.
It's all about finding the right fit for your team and what you need to do.
So these automated tools are fantastic for telling us that a problem is happening, and maybe even where. But sometimes, to really understand why, our detective has to leave the command center, get their hands dirty, and make a direct connection.
And the number one tool for that job is very often PuTTY. Now, it doesn't have a flashy dashboard, but don't let that fool you. This is one of the most powerful tools in any admin's toolkit. PuTTY is a simple, free little program that lets you securely log into the command line of a router, a switch, or a server and talk to it directly. It is our digital magnifying glass.
You pull out PuTTY when your big monitoring tool says, hey, switch X is having issues. You'll log in with PuTTY to run commands like show interfaces to see the port status with your own eyes, or show run in config to check its setup. It's the go-to tool for manual checks, making changes, and doing that really deep dive troubleshooting.
All right, so we've met our team of specialists, right? We've got the automated watchtowers and the hands-on investigator. Now, let's see how they all work together to actually crack the case. Because having a solid workflow, well, that's what separates a wild goose chase from a fast, successful fix.
This workflow is basically the detective's playbook. Let's walk through it. It all kicks off with step 1, detect. An alert from SolarWinds or Nagios starts the investigation. Step 2, check. You go straight to the evidence, the performance charts, the alert details. Then, step 3, you drill down into the specific logs the tool has already gathered for you. Okay, now for step 4, you get hands-on and access the device with PuTTY. That leads to step 5, correlate. You compare what the monitoring tool is telling you with what you're seeing on the command line. Do they match up? Once you find the root cause, it's on to step 6, apply the fix. And finally, and this is maybe the most important part, step 7, you monitor after the fix, going right back to your automated tools to confirm that the system is stable and the case is closed.
Wow, we have covered a ton of ground, from these high-level platforms all the way down to the command line. So to wrap this all up, let's build the ultimate cheat sheet, a final lineup that puts all these tools right next to each other so you can see exactly where each one fits in.
Okay. This table right here is your detective's field guide. It puts everything side by side. Take a look at the data input column for a second. See how tools like SolarWinds and PRTG use standard stuff like SNMP? But Nagios uses its own special plugin script for its checks. Now, look over at the troubleshooting role column. This is the real key. SolarWinds is your champ for early detection. Nagios is your go-to for simple outage detection. Zabbix takes it a step further with auto-remediation. And holding it all together is PuTTY, our essential tool for when you have to make those direct manual fixes. Each tool has a unique job, but together they form a complete, powerful toolkit.
And that brings us to our final question for today. As tools like Zabbix get smarter and automation just gets better and better, what does that mean for the human network professional? Does that hands-on detective work with tools like PuTTY become less important? Or does it become even more critical for solving those really weird, really complex problems that automation just can't figure out? That's something for all of us to think about. Thanks for joining this explainer.